Oh, hello. Didn't see you there. First off, welcome to the pre-show for the Video Game Awards. I'm sure you guys remember me from my previous advertisement, the Navi, the product where you can launch an entire family of goats to the moon. I've received some might say concerns over our VGHD products. Some say the 4-bit energy drink results in blindness and death, while the Abbey has side effects that leads to extreme violence. Well, I'm here on 3-bit's behalf to clear these concerns. 3-bit, please pass me the Abbey. Thank you. As you can see, I'm perfectly fine.
Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the VGHD podcast, a podcast where we discuss the latest topics in the gaming industry. Today's topics today is Cyberpunk. We teased this last week, and we're gonna dive into what we think about the game. The advertisement you just saw was from our Game Awards special, but we're gonna talk about some of the topics that surround the game, and we'll most likely go off topic as we do every week, which is it's good stuff. So first up, we have Insane Cakes. He is the Rogue Company Dima main, and he's doing some pretty cool stuff with his animations. So how are you doing today, buddy? And what have you been playing?
It is me, Insane Cakes. Hi, I'm Insane Cakes. I am an animator. I'm doing great. I'm an animator for the Army. I do streams of animation, stuff like that, video games, Rogue Company, World of Warcraft, Escape from Tarkov. I'm playing those games. Actually, I haven't played World of Warcraft lately. I need to do my weekly stuff. Sorry. Yeah. I'm doing good. Congratulations, 3-bit and in the podcast community for 300 subscribers. Thank you all for watching us and subscribing. If we hit 500 subscribers, I'll make a 500 subscriber animation special.
Yeah, let's hit that the next milestone. We'll do some cool stuff for sure, as we do with some of our special event. If you guys are interested, go back and watch some of our other live streams, like the Game Awards one where he did a Ghost of Tsushima animation just for that episode, and then for the Game Awards one, the intro you just saw was there. We had a couple other videos and trivia. We do some cool stuff for our special, so let's try and hit that goal. Next up, we have WRST, the mysterious, the whimsical. How are you today, buddy? What have you been playing?
So hold on, I was going to get prepared for a scream, but I forgot and I zoned out. I've been doing pretty good. Let's see. I've been playing a bit on my PlayStation 5 disc version of the system. I've been caught up with just scatterbrained with different games going on right now. Trying to finish up Miles Morales. I beat Bugsnax like a bit of a while ago. I'm kind of playing Ultra Kill right now, which was I actually decided to pick that up after seeing a bunch of shitpost videos about it. I was like, you know what, I'll go try this out, and I've been having fun with that. Overall, just these holidays have been very busy, very hectic for me, a lot of stuff going back and forth, but I think now as things have kind of mellowed out a little bit, I should get some beep some way, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, I've been noticing I've been getting into PC gaming more lately from the Boomer games, so I don't know. Don't know where that's going to go.
Yeah, so since the last episode, you now have a PS5. What was that experience like? Trying to get one.
Oh God. So I got the PS5 just to basically because they were like being sold out everywhere, and I mentioned to my parents stuff like that as like family thing, but I didn't want them to go through the hell of trying to fight the bots and stuff like that, especially when my family's dealing with a bunch of stuff at the moment. So I decided to like try and take that over, and I got really close with Best Buy, but the bots and everyone else just kind of beat that there. And I was severely depressed about that because I was actually through the checkout, but it said like, oh, it put in a different store. And so I kept going through that. I went through the PlayStation Directs, and it was one day where it basically the PlayStation Direct link opened up, and I was like, oh wait, I'm in a waiting line. Okay, because I just started having like refreshers on my browsers, and while I was doing that, I saw that I got a notification from Discord that, hey, this is available on Amazon. And I was like, okay. And I saw it was still available. So I was like, okay. So I was just like kind of going through and just like, okay, it's like, oh, I didn't get it. Oh, wait, let me try again. It's like all of a sudden like, hey, your purchase is successful. I'm like, did that happen? did that actually happen? So like I called up Amazon later on. I was like, hey, is there anything wrong with your package? No, I'm just asking. I looked at my order history. Did that just happen? It's like, yes, it is real. It's like, oh, thank God. So,
like you called and you're just like, hey, I noticed there's a problem. I actually got the PS5.
Yeah, like I needed someone to pinch me if I was dreaming, and I set it up over at my brother's place just to try and like, because he's got a bunch of 4K TVs and stuff like that, and I wanted to like maximize its potential, and it is. And then I got my 4K TV on Christmas, which was a bit of a surprise there. But overall, my experience has been surprisingly very pleasant. Played a bit of Astro Bot with a friend of mine and just kind of going through all the PlayStation references there. Just been kind of cycling through different PS5 games like Bug Snacks, which I loved. It's a weird-ass game.
Yeah.
And I actually showed it to a friend of mine, and it was his first PS5 experience, which was a bit surprising because I thought like that this isn't pushing the system's hardware, but okay. But he still had fun with that. Then I'm playing Miles Morales. I'm like I've got so many choices. I'm kind of flipping through it, and I actually did pick up a physical copy of Cyberpunk just to see how it runs on the PS5, which is surprisingly very well. But it's basically using the version that you're going to have of Cyberpunk on just current gen consoles of the Xbox Series X and PS5 is essentially the version that the consoles have. Like, it's running through backwards compatibility, but because of the fact that it's like got stronger horsepower involved and shit like that, it runs things much better and smoother. And I kind of felt like as of right now, it seems to be going through like a very consistent ultra settings at the moment, which is fine. But we're gonna talk a little bit about the different console versions because I have a lot to say about that shit.
Yeah.
Very like then there's that, and I've been trying to. Oh, I also played Ghost of Tsushima through PS5, and the 60 FPS with 4K. It was fucking surreal. Like I was playing on a base PS4. The game looks pretty good on base PS4. Like it's 30 FPS, but it still like runs very well. And I'm very surprised. Like, I still kind of feel like single player games, especially story driven cinematic ones, work better with 30 FPS, just because it's like trying to emulate that cinematic quality. But holy shit, just like playing on PS5, everything was so fast and smooth, and it took me a bit to kind of like reacclimate myself. Like, oh dang, okay. So that's been neat there, and I'm just curious to see where else it's going to go. I've also been trying to load up a hard drive of all my PS4 games as I play through the PS5, and I think my hard drive is full, so I'm going to try and figure out more on that. And overall my experience has been positive, but I know that I just got it out of luck, and it is still a shame that people can't easily acquire it.
Yeah, I've seen some like black PS5s, but I just learned today that wasn't officially Sony. That was a third-party company.
Yeah. It was a third-party company that was trying to do like PS2 styled PS5s, but they just like, like they can't. It's like, oh, it's not official. So which I'm kind of glad they did, because like they look cooler than the default PS5s, but it's like
Yeah, they
it's still
do.
kind of like, damn it. But the only things I don't like about the PS5 is the stand. I do not.
I
it
mean,
is
I put
so
the stand on top of the PS5. I don't know, like it's kind of like wobbly. I don't really know.
like it's just like it's so weird. Like I set it on horizontally because like that's how I like all my systems. But like I only put it up vertical once. But again, especially with the new setup, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna have it here. But like the stand, like when I try to set it up horizontally, like it'll like easily slide off on occasion. I had times where I'm like, am I setting it like right, and I actually got like a little black mark smudge on it just from like trying to set it up. Like, ew.
Yeah, me too.
So yes. So no, I like I appreciate them like including like a little screw and going all out on like making this versatile thing. But honestly, like I would rather just do it like with the Xbox Series X, which I did try at 3 bits and my brother's, and just be like, hey, you want to set it horizontally or vertically? You can do that. You don't need a fucking screwdriver or a coin just to that up and just be like, oh, did I get it right? So that's the only thing that I do not like about the PS5 is the stand. I think it's really weird. I don't like it. But other than that, I'm happy with my system. Also, I turn it on to disk drive, like when it starts up, it runs really fast. Like it's about to like fucking die. I'm like, oh my god, are you okay? Then I realized,
Yeah,
it's just
when I
running
put
the
disc
drive.
in the PS5, there's certain games, like I put in the Ghost of Tsushima that worse actually got me, and certain games it goes like I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like it's sure like.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're all good.
And then after a while, it's like, but occasionally it'll do that if like certain, like the PS5 doesn't load very often because the SSD is just very fast. But occasionally, just occasionally, I don't know when it or why it does it. Occasionally you'll hear the disk spin, but for the most part you'll just hear it in the beginning, and then not as often after.
But for the most part, it's very quiet. So I'm very happy with that. But oh yeah, and also like the scalpers are like stealing DualSense controller chargers, and I'm like, I get the consoles, but what do you have to gain from like I'm gonna steal the PS5 controller charger? Now no one would be able to charge their PS5 controllers without the cable included, and I'm like, what do you have? Nobody has a system. Now you're just being dicks.
The scalper is stealing the chargers.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's pretty
But yeah,
ridiculous.
that's
So that is your experience. That's cool. Yeah, I had a very similar one. Hated the stand. Loved my initial experience of just like jumping in between the different games and stuff. And now I'm just waiting for because I'm primarily an Xbox player, so I play on PlayStation for like some of the like Last of Us and the God of Wars and the Horizons and stuff like that. So I'm waiting for those games to come out. I know God of War comes out later this year, so I'm looking forward to that. And
It's freaking better.
and
well, we'll see.
I also played. Oh, it's not gonna come out right away. But I also played Miles Morales with the ray tracing update, and like, I don't want to sound like a plebeian, but like the 60 FPS with ray tracing, that looks beautiful and stuff like that. But sometimes I find myself getting lost with everything just being like so smooth and fast, and maybe it's because I've spent my eyes on like 30 FPS for so long.
That's definitely it.
And
I had the same
initial
reaction.
because there'd be times where I'd just be like, wait, what did someone say? I was just being too caught up with everything moving as fast as fucking liquid. So
And now you have 4K
know,
at 4K TV. So not only, guys, did Worst just get a PS5, he also got like the TV and everything. So it was a jump for me too, because I went from a 1080p TV, Xbox One S to a Series X 4K TV with also the PS5, and it felt like a huge jump to me because the like certain games like Ori that's playing right now is 100 frames, so that's smooth like that. I want worse to play that at 120 frames. It's freaking smooth as heck. And then I don't know. It's just like playing 30 FPS for so long on certain games. It's just like it's chef's kiss for 60. But it definitely takes some getting used to.
Is there a difference between because last I heard 120 and 60, it's like barely kind of a difference from what I've seen. We got a 120.
To me, it's very minuscule.
Okay.
It's minuscule, but I do think you notice it. Like Gears 5 is 120, and when you jump from the campaign, and you only really notice it if you play something like right after it. Like I played the Gears 5 campaign, which is 60, and then I jumped to the multiplayer, and you could sort of notice it's like smoother, and you're like, why is it smoother? But that's why it's like 120. But if you just jump into like a 120 game, I don't think you'll notice it that big. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get that. And,
yeah.
Speaking of Xbox, I'm going to be waiting for, I'll try to get it for this year, later on, either this year or next year, when more exclusives come out, and especially with Halo. I think it's going to jump a lot more with Halo, because my impressions of the Xbox Series X from what I played and seen is that it's very fast, very quick, and like, very powerful, but there's not really anything that's really jumping out at me in terms of like this has to be a system, like you have to get this right away. I think it's like the all-in-one master Xbox in a sense that it does everything. But right now I'm just kind of waiting for this stuff to make it like stand out more, which I'm hoping it'll be this year when Halo Infinite comes out and we get more exclusives there. So
for sure, I think well, one thing I over time, when these consoles are readily available for a lot of people, I think that's going to be a good time for those companies to start updating stuff, because right now we still don't know for certain games when they're going to release their patches for certain games, and also with Sony, we still don't know when they're going to give you a memory unit. Like, they haven't released any information on that, and I think when the consoles are more readily available for everybody, it'll force them to kick it a little bit more into gear, because I ran out of space quickly for both consoles. So
yeah, same. So sorry about that. We just this is my first time jumping officially into the next gen, so
yeah, it's fine. So we're gonna jump straight into Cyberpunk. That was the pre-lobby. The Cyberpunk. The reason why we didn't want to discuss it last week, or not, was that last? No, that was 2020.
Yeah,
that was last year. That was a whole year ago, guys.
Oh, don't do that. Come on.
It was a whole entire year ago.
Oh wait. Wait,
we have a podcast for an entire year.
Are you saying it's dated by a year?
Oh my god!
By a whole year.
You guys make me cringe.
So so we're going to talk about Cyberpunk. We didn't want to talk about it because Cyberpunk in itself is a topic. There's a lot that's gone on with the game. There's a lot of controversy. And I feel like we're definitely going to have some interesting opinions on it. I'm curious about some of you guys' opinions. But I think I know also some of your opinions. But we're going to get into Cyberpunk. So I'm going to want to know what you guys' initial impressions is of the game before we jump into some of the other topics, like some stuff that's been happening more recently. I'll start with my initial experience, and then we'll go down the list. So I played the game. I beat it. I experienced all the endings of the game. If you guys are looking at the thumbnail, that is my character, V. And I really enjoyed the game. I didn't have much bugs in the game until after I beat it. When I beat it, I started getting lots of bugs. uh, but it was really weird. I had like a really seamless like E3 almost experience with the game. Like it was very I had a very positive experience for the game. Now, with that being said, more recently I've been playing the game, and I'm starting to see what people are talking about with some of the issues. But that does not hinder my experience of the game. Like, personally, I know some people, they return the game and try to get their money back and all types of stuff, which we will talk about. But my initial impression of the game was very positive. It's still one of my games of the year. Last year, haha. You know, last. Anyways. So I want to know what you guys think about it. Those are my initial impressions. It was very positive. I know that there are bugs. I want to beat the game again, but I want to play it when the patch comes to the Series X, which I guess we can expect soon-ish. I don't really know. So we'll go to this Insane Cakes. Basically, just tell us what your experiences of your personal experiences of the game. What have you been thinking about it, like the story, and what is your personal experience of the game?
I haven't played it in, I think, 2 weeks, due to time constraints and stuff. But when I did play it, I actually had a very good experience too, man. I enjoyed it. I love the story. I'm only like quarter to halfway through the game, but I had very minimal things either. I blue screened once, which I don't think there's a game I played that hasn't blue screened before. To be honest with you, at least once. Rogue Company, Assassin's Creed, I do that. They've all blue screened at least once, but it only did it once so far. I've gone into areas where there were no people, and then all of a sudden people. That only happened like 1 or 2 times, and then I only had it happen once where the like a character would look very low polygon, and then we'll load into it, but it took like less than 10 seconds for it to update. And I know that was like a big complaint that a lot of people were complaining about. Like, really? Like, you've never experienced that before in any other game. Like, I remember back PS2, PS3 days, like textures wouldn't render. Like, some games still today still do that, and like people are complaining about that. And like that happened only once for me. And actually, one other thing happened. I got, I guess the bounding boxes for the vending machine didn't render quick enough, so I got stuck inside a vending machine. That one's a little game breaking, but I think they fixed that one.
You got stuck inside of a vending machine?
Yeah, I got stuck because I was trying to. You know the two brothers that combine their mind. And you got to fight them.
Yeah. I still can't beat them. I'm at the end of the game. Really? I still can't freaking. I think I need like a.
Those guys are easy.
Listen. What are you playing on?
Hardest difficulty.
Oh dang! Then normal. Maybe I do suck.
But there's a vending.
To be fair, I haven't gone back. I haven't gone back in a while. To be fair.
There's a vending machine to climb up to get to them, or on one side, and when I first went to go up to climb to them, I got stuck inside of it and I couldn't get out. I had to restart the game. But those are a small handful of ones. Yeah, it's a little bit more than usual when it comes to games, but it's nothing. It's nothing we haven't heard of before, and it's nothing we're not used to. Like, there's always bugs and glitches in games. The other thing I want to say to that is, people complain about bugs and glitches to games like, oh, back in the day we never had games with glitches, or like we shipped what we had. And like, yeah, there were glitches in those games. You just thought they were cheats or hacks or something like that. 1, 2, there are way more stuff in games today that you cannot account for. It's just like things are gonna break after you release a game, no matter how much time you spend fixing bugs, and that pisses me off when people complain about that. I'm like. There's just stuff that's gonna break, and you can't account for it.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
but overall, pretty much liked it.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, get back to the radio side. Yeah, no, I enjoyed the game so far. Aside from those problems, which are still minimal to me, I've had a great time with it.
Okay. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Fuzz, Pong, who's in almost all of our shows. Mav, and hey everybody. Thanks for coming by and listen to our Cyberpunk special episode. All right, Worse, you are next. What was your initial impressions of the game going into it, and what is it now?
Okay, I'm just taking my water because I know I'm going to say a lot of shit.
Take a deep breath.
Ooh, it's gonna be interesting.
So, I actually played the game on PC because basically my friend told me, like, hey, you want to get the game half off, like 30. I was like, okay, I'll do that. There's some VPNs and stuff like that. I ended up getting the game like half off through Good Old Games, and I wanted to try it out on my laptop because it's got like NVIDIA RTX 2060, and at the start my experience was good, but I would notice that it would kind of run like at 60, or like it would actually run at 30, and then would like drop down all the way to 10s and 15s. Like, oh, this is kind of weird, and I thought I had to like constantly plug it in and stuff like that, and restart, update my drivers, all that stuff. And I got through like the little like at the intro where you kind of like after you choose a life path, and I was doing like some of the missions here and there, but I was still getting this weird performance. So I decided to move it over to my desktop, which is basically a 1080 Ti that I got around 2017. It's 4 years old now, and it can run on because what I found was on my laptop, despite having like a good graphics card, has a AMD 4900 processor, which was kind of causing some of the issues there. So it became less of like the game being poorly optimized and just being like, oh wait, actually it's just my computer isn't as like it's kind of there, but it's not as strong as I moved over to my desktop, and I ended up getting like I didn't get ray tracing, but I got to ultra settings, which I think is good enough for me. As you've probably just have already known, I kind of like, I think I'm at 60 FPS, but I could be on 30, I don't know. But since then, my experience has gotten much better playing it through my desktop that I use for professional work and stuff like that, or like for art and stuff. And my experience with the game has been I like it. I like my experience with it. I still have fun with it. I will continuously just do side quests just to try and level myself up more and more, and start punching people so I can do well in the boxing side mission. And I'm still very early. I finished a prologue after the big heist, but I'm still I'm meeting up with Pan Am just because I'm okay, gotta focus on all these side quests here before I go any further, because I keep hearing oh, the main story's short, but it's oh, I don't want it to be short, I want to get everything. Apparently that's for the best ending. But I did experience some glitches, some of which were just kind of visual, harmless, some where I had to restart from a checkpoint, restart from an earlier save, and just things like that. And the glitches and bugs kind of range from just being funny to being okay, that's tolerable, a little bit annoying, to okay, I've got to restart or do something here, which I think is a little bit annoying. Yeah.
Did you guys see the talking vending machine? Speaking of vending machines,
no,
I actually have not gotten that side quest yet. I think I might have missed that because I do want to see it.
It's right next to your house, and I I have not seen.
I'm gonna
much.
Go find that out.
It's right next to the house. Just go look for it.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna do that next time I hop in. But then I decided to go get it on PS5 just to see, what the differences are, because just morbid curiosity. You cannot download the game currently on the PlayStation Store, and I blame that mostly on CD Projekt Red. I'm going to be talking a lot of shit about CD Projekt Red, and I love them, but I kind of feel like they did some stuff that's like kind of just like, okay, well, they kind of had it on them that, but anyway, so I picked up a physical copy. You know, it's got all the nice little trinkets there. My PS5 was just runs very well. You know, I assumed it's got like ultra settings at 60 FPS. The only thing that I don't like about it is that you can't change your controller, like your button settings or your button layouts, because I like to crouch with the right stick, but I can't really do that.
Oh, so you play on PC, and I'll get to some of what our comments been saying. So you play on PC, but you put the controller in?
No, I've been playing through keyboard and mouse.
You said the right stick?
When I've been playing the PS5 version.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm keyboard and mouse, baby. I go hardcore. Maybe it's because I'm becoming
you PC master race, huh?
But I don't want to say that. I'm going to be a PC boomer shooter right now. But from like, and it's like, okay, it's a little bit annoying, but I'll live through that. But and I actually did get to play a little bit on a base PS4 for my friend's place. And at the start, it was like, okay, you know, this is tolerable and fine, but there's definitely like some like medium res textures. Some things are definitely kind of chugging a bit in terms of performance. And later on, after we just kind of finished up a little life path there and we're just kind of dicking around, that was when the game just started to go fucking crazy. Like all of a sudden I'd just like enter an area and my screen would be covered in white, or there'd be an NPC trying to fight me as I'm talking to Vic, or just all this crazy bullshit. And there'd be times that the game like would take very long to load. It's like I was gonna crash. So, and again, I really hate saying this because like my experience with Cyberpunk has been great despite those issues that I've had. I love the story. I love just the role playing, which I know people say there's not really any role playing involved, just because like, okay, just do these choices, sort of like Mass Effect. And I just kind of usually with games like that, I just kind of like, oh well, I just these are choices here. This is how I'm going to say this, but I know I'm going to have to go along with it. So I'm okay with that. And there are moments in the game, like some of the side missions you do, or just moments in the story that are just like fucking phenomenal, like the funeral mission.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna say whose funeral.
Ooh.
I was actually like, damn, this is actually really fucking good.
And something you could completely miss. And if I could jump in really quick, there's a couple of things in Cyberpunk that you can completely miss if your goal is to just try and get a refund of the game and just play the story really quick. Like the side missions, there's certain side missions in the game, especially that one what WRST was talking about, that is just very well written, and some that even side missions that do complement the story, the main missions as well, which I do applaud them for sure.
Like overall, like I've enjoyed my experience with Cyberpunk, but I can't help but understand people are kind of going through with some of their disappointments, especially for a game that has been delayed several times, has had all these like developer accounts like, oh no, everything's fine, everything's going good, or oh, it's like it's all gold, and it's just all these things here, and especially like the inexcusable like status of like the base Xbox One version of Cyberpunk, which is just, you can look at it again and just like they have the base consoles there, and I even told 3-Bits like, have you tried it on the base console? And he said no, he's scared. And I like, that's the thing, and it's like no one is really able to get these next gen consoles that we're kind of slowly getting. People are still getting the base versions of the consoles, which apparently like the Pro or the Xbox One X versions are like running it a little bit better, but I have an issue with just how they handled all that. And I think the reason why people are more upset about this is going along with what Insane Cake says, like, oh, I've never had glitches and stuff like that before. I don't think it's that I've ever experienced glitches or stuff like that through any of the games they've played. Like, people love Skyrim, and that is chock of glitches and bullshit. But
Yeah.
people love
it is.
There are definitely games that are glitchier than Cyberpunk, but I think Cyberpunk is in this weird, unique category. Before you finish, let me bring up Mav's point of what life did you guys choose. I chose a nomad. Wait, no, I didn't. I lied. I chose a corpo. What did you guys choose? And then worst, continue with your
sell out.
I did Corpo too.
I did corpo.
Sell out. All of you.
You get some cool options when you do Corpo. You
Yeah,
get some
man.
really cool options.
I had to do it. Listen, you
I
get the
played
suit. You get.
Dude, you can replay this game, man. You know I'm going back and doing Nomad.
Oh
and,
no! I actually replayed I decided to try out the Corpo and the thank you Pong Soul. But anyway, so I started off with Nomad, and I think that's like the best kind of like starting mission, because you kind of like you get to drive very early on. You kind of experience like meeting up with Jackie a little bit and kind of having more dialogue with him.
Yeah.
And just like you have your first action scene there. Corpo, I like the lore behind it. I like how
Later on, I'll say, because I played each life a little bit, a couple of hours for each lifestyle, and I would say that the beginning of Nomad has like sort of the coolest intro. You get to drive the car and stuff and be introduced into that world. But Corpo, later on, you get interesting options. Not right away, but I would say like later on in the story you get pretty interesting options. But I haven't seen anything about Street Kid, so I have no idea. I'll definitely try that.
I'm playing Street Kid on the PS5 right now, and there hasn't really been anything that's coming up there. Like, I think from those parts it seems to be like dialogue choices here and there. But anyway, Pong Soul, why'd you have to hurt me when you said you were a corpo?
Corpo life.
I kid. All the life paths are good in their own way. But as far as my overall experience of like my overall impression of the game, like, or actually just finishing up with the glitches thing, I think the reason why people have more of an issue with Cyberpunk's glitches is that CD Projekt Red, and I'm going to go into a lot about what CD Projekt Red has said, that basically like, oh, we're going to try and make this as glitchless as possible. That's why we delayed the game, because like it's technically done, but we want to polish it to make it even better. And there's nothing that ruins the immersion. Like, they have all this build up, and again, I don't think people have a problem just like, oh, it's an open world game with glitches. Okay, I'm fine with that. But I think people more have a problem with what CD Projekt Red promised and just kind of built up that hype. And a lot of other people, including the developers of the game, are pretty mad about how it was managed. So
yeah,
I like the game, but I can't really ignore the corpo elephant in the room. So
yeah, good points. So those were our.
I feel like I got to be honest with that.
Yeah, those were our initial impressions of the game, and we might like go off on different tangents from off the main topics, because there's just so much to talk about with Cyberpunk. But those are our initial impressions. I think it can be stated that, like, yeah, Cyberpunk is an amazing game. I think they have definitely done things in the game that I haven't seen games do before or do it well. But it also, they have promised a lot in I guess their trailers and different things, and they either changed it, or some of the stuff it wasn't as strong as people were led to believe. But with that being said, all of our initial impressions were very positive. So with that being said, let's jump into our first topic of the game. It's been reported at comicbook.com that developers may be in some trouble. The Poland Office of Competition is investigating CD Projekt Red. The Bureau is essentially making sure that CD Projekt Red follows through on its promises for future basically future patches for the game. So it's not isn't really common. I can't think of anywhere where a board or somebody is basically just stalking a developer, making sure like you better have a good patch or I'm taking you down. You know, I can't really think of a scenario where this has happened. So my question to you guys is, first off, have you seen this happen before? And also, do you think companies should be liable like this for a game after it releases? So we'll go to Insane Cakes and then Worst. If he's there. You there, Insane Cakes?
Oops. I said me first. As in like, oh, me first. I muted myself. My bad. Oh, man. Well, obviously, I guess the big one on seeing this before has to be No Man's Sky. Because they promised a lot. You could do all sorts of different things. Like, I remember the coolest one that I wanted to prove wrong was you can never meet another person in space, and then like even if you find the same planet, you're still on a planet on a mountain. Like, and it was funny because somebody actually found the same mountain, the same stuff, and you still couldn't see each other, and like it just kept like snowballing
And
on.
a little sticker that they covered up the online interactions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. They did all sorts of promising stuff, but I guess as we saw, like, you know, they came back, they fixed a lot of the stuff. You can now play with your friends. You can now do all the stuff that they said. It's just a tough thing because sometimes they do promise things and then they don't do it. That's one thing. There's also another thing of like the audience or the gamers idea of what they want in a video game, and how the trailer sparks an idea, but when they finally get to play the game, it's not even close to what they expected. I've had this plenty of times before. I'm sure you guys have too, and I think that affects the severity of what's going on with what happened with No Man's Sky, when what happened with Cyberpunk, is that people have these ideas along with the false advertising, because there is some. I'm not saying like, you know, they fulfilled everything they promised, especially with No Man's Sky, but I do think that has a big factor into what's playing out now. Like, these people had all these crazy ideas for what this game is going to be, and it just wasn't that. And that just creates a bigger snowball. That's probably like the biggest effect that I believe with these games. You have that emotional connection, like, this is the game I want, and then you play and it's like, this is not what I expected, I don't like this. And I feel like that's just a huge internal thing that people are like getting hit with right there as well.
Yeah, I think No Man's Sky is one of those examples of a fan turnaround where a lot of even the mainstream media was just like ragging on that game for not being what it promised. And I remember they had the initial deal with like PlayStation and stuff, but this is definitely actually Mav just said what I was about to say. Dang it, Mav. Yeah, this is definitely an interesting, unique scenario because CD Projekt Red, they get funding from the government, and essentially because Poland, they're a Polish company, and a lot of the money that funds through Poland's game development actually goes to CD Projekt Red because they make a lot of money. They bring in jobs, so in return, you know, they CD Projekt Red just makes awesome games. And so this is a unique scenario where the government is actually making sure that the game patches come out. Like No Man's Sky is in the area where fans and the company just, they're making sure due to their reputation. But this is a scenario where the government is like, you better freaking have a really good game. So it's definitely interesting comparisons for sure. I can't really think of a scenario where that's happened before. where a government makes sure a game comes out. Now, it can be said that the government is inputting measures for microtransactions for games, but I don't know if that's the same thing. I think in the UK they're making it so like, I don't know if that's the UK. I got to see where that is, but loot boxes are starting to. The government is starting to look a little bit into loot boxes because a lot of kids are buying little Fortnite skins, and it's getting to a point where it's getting kind of gambly, if that's a word.
I was
Yeah.
going to say Gambino for a second.
It is getting a little childish Gambino.
Well, wait,
They're
they,
just like
they do
kid-
loot box. They do loot boxes in Fortnite.
Oh, kind
like, I
of.
remember
It's
there's,
like
like-
skins.
No, there's like
Yeah,
the battle pass, but I also remember like the government
Well-
kind of intervening in with loot boxes and other games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not
I
necessarily
was-
saying Fortnite, but
Oh,
that's I'm just
that's just microtransactions.
Yeah.
which
That's just skins and stuff like that. But a lot of other
Pretty,
games.
stuff like-
Every country,
Oh.
like somewhere out in the UK, there's like
Yeah.
a British kid playing in a PS4. He's like, "Hey, mom, can I get $5?" Like, "Yeah, sure thing, honey." And then like he spends it on a loot box, and the loot box opens up, and it's like, "This is America. Don't get you slipping up." What?
Childish
Look
game.
what I'm whipping up. Ah, yeah, and just like, "Oh my God, it's America!" No. So that's why they had to intervene and just because America's
Yeah. Well, now let's hear from you. Where so eventually the question was, do you think companies should be liable, and kind of jumping off of Insane Cake's point.
So, it's funny enough, like with the No Man's Sky comparison, because I see a lot of comparisons with Cyberpunk. Like, I hear one comparison, which I think is total bullshit, is that, oh, this is like Fallout 76. I'm like, no.
I disagree.
Watch any video look up Fallout 76, like any video essay, like Internet Historian or like what happened. There was like tons of information about 76 that is far more damaging and worse to the player and consumer than Cyberpunk was. And you can still play Cyberpunk all the way through, whereas with 76, it would brick your console. So, no. But I could see being turned around into a No Man's Sky situation to where, like, over time, the game is going to get more updates and get to the vision that everyone envisioned it would be. And I remember, like, I don't think No Man's Sky was being watched by the government, but I remember, like, when it came out and just being like, oh, it's like Sean's lies and stuff like that, and just like all this stuff going on, and like it went dark. And then over time, it's like, oh yeah, we actually made the game into the game it is right now. And I think it won Best Community Support through from last year's Video Game Awards.
Yeah, a long time ago, last year.
Yeah, so but I just like I really want Cyberpunk to kind of go into that direction. And while again, like, Cyberpunk isn't as bad as launch No Man's Sky, I'm hoping they'll stick around and continue up with that. The other big thing is that because CD Projekt Red is funded by Poland, and they've had to explain to shareholders like, oh, we need to delay the game to here and there and stuff like that. There's like a lot riding in on this normally than any other game. So along with the management, and I can't really remember this. I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but I remember when the game was announced that it went gold, and then they said, oh, we're still trying to figure out how to like be able to play side quests after you're done with the game. We're still trying to figure that out. And I just kind of like, I thought, but you said the game was like gold, meaning like it's all done. It's like, oh, well, we're gonna clean up and stuff like that, and just things like that, like those little issues there, like little things there. And there's a part of me that's like, guys, I'm seeing a couple of red flags here. I don't think the game's gonna be as good as people say it is. I can't remember if I ever said that, or if I just kept it to myself and just didn't have the right time to say it. But I think as with how much normally I don't think like I think game companies should be like as weird as this is, because like the game's already suffered enough from crunch, which turns out didn't make the game better, which as we've all have an art background and went into like a very intensive college where people crunch and shit like that.
Terrible.
We could have told you that crunch doesn't make it better.
We don't crunch. What are you talking?
Yeah, like literally it's ingrained within game culture, within even art college. Like it's almost
They force you.
They force you basically to crunch.
Would try to crunch, like even when he wasn't enrolled in. I'm like, dude, take a break. It's like, no. And it's like
they purposely do it.
Yeah, no, like crunch is like it's inevitable, but it shouldn't be like a casual, like normal thing every day. But I think it's good that CD Projekt Red is being held accountable for this stuff, especially with how much they've been building up for the game, how much they showed like footage of like, oh, it runs fine on base systems, and oh, it's actually runs surprisingly well. It's just stuff like that that's like
that was probably the shadiest thing they've done, I think.
Yeah, like with the reviews, it's like, oh, we can't show the gameplay footage on our own end.
Yeah.
Only the stuff that they'll approve, and we can't show consoles. It's like, yeah, no, this is that I think like again, like I hate to say it because like I even like when I opened up the physical version of Cyberpunk and I got like the stickers and the postcards and the thank you note, I'm just like, it kind of breaks my heart because it's like, you know, these are still like the same, like these are still the same kind of people that I remember like when I bought The Witcher 3 and the previous Witcher games saying this thank you message. And yeah, Witcher 3 did have glitches and stuff like that, but that falls under the category of it's an open world game and glitches are bound to happen. And I don't think they ever said like, oh, we're going to try and like make it to where there's no glitches at all.
Yeah,
I
think someone
Cyberpunk.
I think someone asked me a question. I don't remember who it was, but they said, I think it was in a party chat with somebody, and they asked me, well, I was saying, why did I hold CD Projekt Red to a different standard, is what I said. And they were saying, why? And I was like, huh. I hold them to a different standard. I had to really think about that. They're like, why do you hold them to a different standard? And my whole thing was I was thinking about the companies like EA, right, where they do a lot worse, but people expect it from them, right? People expect you, when you get Madden 20, that you look in the stands and it still says Madden 19 because that's what they do. That is EA, right? But when you think about someone like CD Projekt Red, which they haven't released like a lot of games, if you really think about it, but every game they have released is known to, you know, people really enjoy them. So I always hold CD Projekt Red to a different standard because of the fact of you know, making the amazing DLC content, treating their fans pretty well, but dang did all this sort of like shatter my image for not just CD Projekt Red, but just for game companies, like just holding anybody to any standard. It's like you have to realize that these are companies, and at the end of the day they do want your money. Now, we all said something positive about CD Projekt Red, but we're probably going to get more into the negative bits in a second. But go ahead, WRST.
To add on to that, we're going to be saying a lot of the negative stuff because it's officially we're in the 20s now, and carrying over from the late 10s, we try to be negative over everything because we're nihilistic like that. And then we say the positive for the end, which people probably won't even get to the end.
No.
That's on
yeah, they're like screw you guys, you're saying something negative, and then they leave, and then we're at the end, we're like, but you know what? You can all just have a good time and hug each other and yeah.
I always get fucking weirded out by those videos where it's just like it just has this weird kind of like tonal shift from saying, oh, it's terrible shit. And it's like, I don't hate you. And it's like, you're okay, dude. Or I'll watch like one video. It's like, oh, this seems to be like very good, like just like a general thing. And it's like, but then as the game progressed, I realized I was in like a train wreck of just all this terrible horseshit. I'm like, well, what? What? He's like, that's an exaggeration. But I've seen videos.
I see that a lot for Cyberpunk. Like, people will be like, "Oh, this game is amazing. I had the best time with it," and then they'll be like, "But this game sucks." Literally, like right next to each other.
Like, but I will say that it's funny that someone asked you like, why do you hold it to a different standard? And you had to think about like, I'm questioning my morality right now.
You made me question my whole life.
Yeah, just like it would be like just someone be like, why do you like? It's like, oh, I just like Xbox. Why? Let me think about it. I gotta figure that out. Just like, why do you just? I
keep saying
he'll
switch over to PlayStation. Keep asking.
I just like just keep asking him normal
Never.
questions. Just like, but why? Like every time he says something, just like, man, I sure do like that coffee. Why?
But why? Huh? Maybe
But,
I don't like the coffee.
I'm just
Maybe I don't.
I'm giving
be
him
the
shit
bad
right now. But maybe I don't want to be the bad guy anymore. But yeah, no, I just it is kind of a different thing because CD Projekt Red has painted themselves as this image of, the gamers first, we care about you and we want to give you the best quality ever. And right now, that image is being questioned right now. And with more stuff as we're going along in here, it's just kind of gets rougher and rougher. But I don't think this is going to be the end. I think, like, Cyberpunk could still turn itself around to be the game everyone wanted it to be.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, and it's definitely in a better standing than No Man's Sky was.
Yeah.
But right now, it's dealing with a bunch of more people that are clearly a bit more upset with the government and the shareholders. With just like their stuff, like, oh wait, the people don't like the game. You lied to us. So it's like now they're going to be having to deal with a lot more like issues from outside forces that they're going to have to work with to make the game as best as it can be to what they said it would be. So.
Yeah, I agree. Wow, we're agreeing a lot in this episode. This is rare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
No, we don't.
I mean,
you know what? Yeah.
What?
Screw you, 3-bit.
Yeah, I disagree.
We don't agree on everything.
With everything.
We don't.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, now we're agreeing. I mean, yes.
Shit.
Dang.
What?
Yeah, but yeah, good points. So let's go to the second topic, and it's some of the feature lists. So I've seen a video of a guy listing some of the features that was taken out of the game, and to be fair, I don't know. I'm when I'm playing the game, I shoot people to kill. They're dead in like 5 seconds. So I don't really look at the AI and study like, oh, he's not looking at me or whatever. But I have seen some videos, and it's kind of brutal when you start to paint a picture of all the different features that did get cut out. Now, again, I haven't noticed this stuff. When I play the game, I'm not looking for problems. I am just, I'm enjoying the game. I'm just having a good time with it.
We'll see about that.
We'll see. But there was a lot of features that has been cut out from the game. I'm going to put it up on the screen in a second. And we are going to go through some of it.
Oh, boy.
So let me go ahead and put that up. Where's my little button? All right, there you go. Shoot. Wait.
We had a lot of technical issues at the start.
Oh yeah,
we did.
We definitely have. That was ridiculous.
While this is a problem for us, we thought it would be, looking back at it now with a Cyberpunk special, we thought we gotta, like, if we're doing a Cyberpunk special, we gotta have issues at the start. So
here we go.
We gotta keep it up. So Reddit.
Here we go. So we're on good old Reddit.
Most obsessive website ever.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, now I just cut back to Ori.
No, we're back. We're back. So there's a bunch of different missing feature lists of the game. Some AI. So let's go through some of the features that we were told to expect but aren't in the game. Amazing AI that directs enemies during combat, patrol, but also citizens and NPCs' daily life. Wanted system and corrupt police. Immersive police involvement, changing with the area where you committed the crime. This one I seen in the video. So, basically, if you commit a crime in front of someone, and you go across the street to another cop, and you hide behind them, the other cops will start to shoot that police, and then you're free. I don't know. They have some a lot of weird things like that. Essentially,
Wait, that was a feature?
I mean that's a little bug, but that's what it reminds me of. That was just a bug.
It technically is a feature, just one that we didn't ask for.
That's not a feature.
That's an insane feature for a game. That doesn't even work in real life. I mean, you could try it, but
or if you if you get a wanted star and you're on top of the building, cops will just literally appear behind you and start shooting you, and you just
that's real life.
Yeah, but they literally wherever you don't look, they appear. So if you turn around, they will appear behind you, kill those people, and then you turn around the other way, they appear right behind you. All this stuff I've never noticed, but people have made videos on it and all that.
Oh, I've noticed it several times, especially when you I even tried this out when I was trying to record PC footage, which unfortunately I realized that while I was trying to test this out, that even though my computer could run Cyberpunk very well with no stuttering, trying to get a recording of that with OBS and just dealing with all that stuff wasn't as smooth as I hoped. But I noticed this even in the PS4 footage. But it's that you could be out in the middle of nowhere, and if you see a pedestrian or just a civilian walking by and you kill them, there'll be police that'll spawn right behind you out of nowhere, and you can take them out, and then more will come up, and it just keeps ramping it up until you die. So random police does happen there. I'm trying to look at the current stream right now just to see what other features are.
Yeah. So another one, this one I actually expected more. The trauma team, it said trauma team plays a key role, frequent flying and stuff like that. I don't see there's one where they cut out where you were able to go on the train. They had a whole train system they were planning on, so you could get on the train, but I guess I don't know if that's in here. Some interesting stuff.
You could walk into you can run on a rail, then walk inside a building, which I think that's where they would have done with the fast travel there, which they kind of showed in the second trailer. And I wasn't really expecting a subway station. I just kind of figured I kind of wish I'd just be able to fast teleport from the map instead of having to get to a spot. But yeah, trauma team would be they only showed up in the intros there. What I did notice when I was doing my cop fighting was that the guys that appear in the first trailer where it's just where the one guy's got a gun pointed behind the back of this woman who's got the mantis blades out. Those guys actually did show up, which I was very surprised about, because when I first fought them on the PS4, I was like, oh, they're robots, with my friends. But when I was playing on PC, it's oh, it's these guys. So
yeah, and also the very beginning. Do you remember when you're driving with Jackie? And
the gang AI with were you about to get onto that, or did I just?
The people in the very beginning of the game where they fly in that vehicle and they start shooting at the people. I forgot It's in the very beginning of the game when you're in the car.
Yeah.
They're not even in the game after that. So I think they definitely cut out some stuff. Mav said, did you say you wanted to run a train in Cyberpunk? I think you can still do that. I maybe, I don't know. I remember them saying they had a whole train system, or someone found out that you were able to get on a train and just is like oh wait, they actually talk about it right here. Wait. While running a metro system. Yeah.
And to be clear, like, cut content in game is nothing new, like in games in general. It's just that when the Cyberpunk is mentioned, the cut content there, like in articles and stuff like that, it would be like, oh, we're not doing third-person cutscenes. It's all going to be in first-person to work on immersion. We took out the spider bot as a companion just because, your netrunner skills can do that. We removed dual wielding and wall running, and those are the only things they mentioned. Whereas here, there's a lot more that they didn't let up. So, just wanted to keep that in mind so we're not on some haterade to be all like, they didn't have... Reddit said they didn't let... You couldn't jump off a thing, and that's really disappointing. I wanted to jump in Cyberpunk, like, off a wall, and I didn't have it on there. Just like, So, we're just kind of going over because, again, biggest issue... communication.
Yeah, I was just freaking laughing at the chat. I missed it. That was funny. Yeah, I completely missed that joke. But here's another thing they missed out on, or they cut, and this will be the last of this topic. In the beginning, well. Cut features, let me just say this. Cut features are definitely common. Not every feature is going to get in your game. That's just going to happen. You have to figure out what to cut. But when you put it up in front of people, they're going to want it. They're going to be like, "Oh, people are only going to know what they're missing out on for the most part." And so when you decide to show a product or show a video or animation, they're going to want that, So you show things like childhood, like where you have right now you just pick the corporate life, you pick the two other lives, and that's basically your backstory. But essentially what they had was key life events, like did your sibling die, did you run away from home, all this other stuff that definitely would have been cool. And I think it's the fact that that all this stuff got cut out. People are like feeling it a little bit more. But if we never seen it, I don't know. We probably wouldn't notice.
Like and like I'm looking down here, there's also have like features that they initially promised but later removed, and like I remember like looking back at the old like gameplay footage, and even they said a lot of features may be changed and cut, which okay, so I was so that they like, oh, this is what we're cutting out and stuff like that, and what actually a lot more, because like they took out vehicle customization, which they did say like, hey, that's not gonna be that, so sorry about that. Yeah. But people are like, okay, it's fine. There's still plenty of cars there, because at the time, and again, this is what my issue is. And it's going to be going out through. It's like, a lot of this stuff is normal, but because CD Projekt Red have been like trying to push themselves to be like, oh, this is, we're not going to do this. Oh, we'll be very open and honest about everything we're going through. And then it turns out that they weren't. That's where it's like, because if they mention like any of these cut features that are on this Reddit master post, then I don't think this would be an issue, because like oh yeah, we kind of changed up the character creation to where you won't have the key events there. It's like, oh, okay, well that's just a shame, but all right. Like if they just said that beforehand, then I think that would be fine there.
Yeah.
But again, it's that communication that's like the big issue there.
Yeah.
And I also kind of miss the default V's because you can't it's kind of hard to recreate the default male and female V that were shown in the gameplay, and they said oh, you can recreate them.
I do have a theory, a 3-bit theory that this one's not as ridiculous as my other 3-bit theories, but
Get the hats.
get your tinfoil hats. They're in the game right now. When you load up the game, you get your loading screens of your apartment, right? And if you look at the older videos of the initial gameplays when you are actually able to see your character, which I think they should have done, but that's okay. I think what they did was they basically just removed those cutscenes, and those used to be the load screens, and then replaced. Actually, this sounds kind of ridiculous in my more ridiculous than I thought, but maybe it's true. I think the cutscenes where it was third person, like in before, is where those loading screens are now. Does that make sense? I don't know.
No, I can,
Okay.
I can see that. There's one speculation that says that the reason why they cut third-person cutscenes out is so that people won't have to see a lot of the issues going on, and just if we cut out the third-person stuff, then maybe it'll be easier on the animation team when we get to not worry about that shit, which I'm okay with. If that's I'm perfectly fine with it just being first person, but
oh no. But what? But what?
Other reasons, most of it's
okay.
instead of we're trying to cut corners right now. So
yeah. All right. So we'll move to the next topic, which is a male V. For those who don't know, and also, I am Team Judy. All right, I'm Team Judy all the way. I know there's some peeps out there who like Panam and oh yeah, blah blah blah. It's all about Judy. Okay, she is the best in Cyberpunk, and all those Panam lovers out there, they're terrible people. All right, that's all I gotta say.
So you're saying, what? Okay, I'm trying to figure out
Why not have both
right now? I'll let y'all finish that.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Why not have both?
Why not?
No, they should have done a Witcher 3 thing. If you decide to romance the
Triss and
Yennefer, then you get that cutscene where they both pretty much wreck your soul. They should have did something like that.
Or if you go through the Persona 5 route and you date all the girls and they all meet up with you at the end of the game on Valentine's Day, and they'll all be fucking pissed and kill you. So they could have done that way too.
So Pong Soul is he's team both.
Team both.
Listen,
yeah,
you can't do that. You gotta pick.
We should be. No, with the amount of freedom that they try to put in this game, you should be able to be not monogamous. What's
polyamorous?
Polyamorous. Thank you.
Listen. So in this mod, for those who don't know, also Team Judy, this mod allows male Vs to romance Judy. It says fully voiced and all that. Maybe Worst can clarify that a little bit more.
Right.
But
Lisa.
Okay.
Yeah. So someone made a mod. What do you think about this, Worst? Because wait. Before you say something, I've seen stuff on Twitter where people was really arguing about this topic, which is why we're bringing it up. Where people were saying that this is basically rape.
What? This is why you don't go to Twitter.
It's
a video game.
I've seen people saying because you're forcing a lesbian to go with a male a male companion, then this is kind of raping the character because you're forcing her to do something that she doesn't want to do.
This has been.
Wait, hold on.
Okay. This is why I don't go to Twitter. Why do you keep doing this?
Hey.
Why do you keep doing this?
Listen, I don't know.
I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
In this, but they're saying that no lesbian could ever switch back. Is what they're
Ew.
saying.
I mean, we'll see.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
You
it's
just say,
weird.
well, hold on. No, I want to get. I just want to touch that point a little bit. I'm gonna be safe with this one
Boy.
because I don't listen. Because there's what that is saying is that no lesbian could ever switch back. Like you can never romance a lesbian.
There's definitely bi people for sure.
Or bi people, like even going bi. So they're saying like that can't happen with that character.
Yeah.
That's just my quote.
And I've
my
seen
thing
people
on that.
compare
That's all I want
to like Wonder Woman, like the whole Wonder Woman situation. There's where the character basically
Like,
Wonder Woman basically raped that dude because of her taking over his body.
I don't.
So this is a.
I don't know that one, but okay.
Expecting it to go to, I wasn't okay. So like,
Now you may continue. Now that I said that.
I wasn't okay. God, I wasn't expecting it. This Jesus Christ. This is like, So like, the reason why because I can flesh this out a little bit more.
Yes.
The reason why people kind of made a mod for that was because there's like full male V voice lines where you can romance Judy. And this goes into what I was saying before about like, okay, cut content here and there. And when CD Projekt Red, when that came out, they said like, oh, well, we just kind of recorded those lines for safety no matter what, but it was always in our design or like our plan to have Judy as a lesbian. And the thing and this is what happened to me earlier was like, okay, well this seems like it kind of contradicts this and that. It was like, if it was always from the beginning to plan Judy as a lesbian, like as a default, like no change whatsoever. That's just that's
Judy or none.
When you're beginning to like, this is some weird shit y'all were talking about. But like if that was from the beginning that you're designed there. This is like as soon as you created Judy, she's meant to be a lesbian no matter what. And then why would you still have the male V lines recorded, even though it's for safety? It's like, oh, we don't want to ignore anything or forget something. That kind of contradicts the whole like thing where it's just like, oh well, she's like, again, like I'm okay with Judy being a lesbian, and as far as like me flipping out over the whole like if the video game, oh, it's rape. This like I've seen this like several times before with like Mass Effect modding and Dragon Age modding. So I never took it as anything weird or anything like that. It's like, okay, this is just PC gaming modding, and this has just been in RPGs, and that's normal. But as far as like a default thing, I'm fine with Judy being a lesbian. This is some weird fucking shit you two are talking about.
Listen, I'm just repeating what I've seen. Okay, I keep seeing it around where people are like saying.
I thought we were talking about video games.
That's what I'm saying. Is I think the like, how could you say that about a video game for rape? Like, I don't agree with that.
Can we not talk about the rape?
But
let's not talk about.
Well, it's.
Can we not like? I'm getting uncomfortable with this right now. I was just gonna go with like, oh, this is like. Oh, hey, this is another example of CD Projekt Red saying something, but then the game code is like kind of contradicting.
You're forcing a character.
Yeah, now y'all
I'm just saying
like,
what people are
saying.
saying.
This.
Well, I'm saying that's just a heavy acquisition. Oh God, I can't speak tonight.
But that's just. But y'all are going to like, oh, this is rape, and oh, lesbians were never like can't go back. This is some weird fucking shit you two are talking about.
Oh, you're damn
Listen.
right.
I just wanted to talk about CD Projekt Red stuff. This is fucking weird.
Listen.
This isn't what I was wanting.
This is what Twitter. This is why Twitter is Twitter.
Quit doing that!
if you hadn't noticed, Worst really loves Twitter, and
He's such a
everybody
huge
should
fan.
make him one. You need
Yeah.
to make Worst a Twitter.
You
and,
can follow
start
Worst
posting, right?
at Worst.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
his.
My God.
That's his new secret thing is to contact him at Twitter.
No, YouTube brought that up. I just wanted to talk about like the Project Red, just like contradicting stuff here and there. Y'all took it to something fucking weird.
Well, how can he bring it up without us talking
listen.
about it? Come on.
I just bring up.
Anything we bring up, we have to talk about now.
You don't hear me going through like, oh, did you hear what these people's Twitter? I don't do that.
I do.
Well, you say from other websites like Reddit and news.
Yeah,
Listen.
but literally Twitter's just like all this stuff going on. Just like there'll be one
Listen.
person that'll just be like, man, I really think Forrest Gump is fucking terrible.
No,
He's like,
these
people
are not
amplify
my.
that.
Just to clarify, these are not my opinions. I'm just saying
Why did you?
that a lot of people that I've seen on the Twitters is
Fucking
freaking the fact that there's a mod out there that you can romance Judy, and because she's a lesbian, you're technically, and their intention wasn't. But yeah, yes, okay.
Oh, okay.
What?
Okay.
Huh? What?
All right.
Yeah.
We're done. You know what? We're
You're
done.
gonna
We're
get
done.
fucking-
We're done. We're done with it.
Screwed.
We're done with it.
Yes.
We're done with it.
We're done talking
Jesus
about
fucking
this.
Christ, we're canceled. We're fucking canceled.
We're not
Shit.
canceled for that.
Y'all were saying some weird shit just now.
I'm saying I don't agree with what those people are saying. That's my opinion.
There's a difference between like not agreeing with it and then just you know what, fuck it, like fuck both of you, fuck both of you.
Oh, look, are you Team
I'm
Panam?
fucking pissed right now.
Are you
we
Team
didn't say
Panam?
anything. We did not say anything bad. We did not.
You just said that a lesbian can't ever like. Oh, you're saying a lesbian
Were you
can't
saying
go
you think-
back? Just like that's fucking
You
weird,
can't
dude.
then?
Oh, okay.
It's
Well,
weird,
all
but-
the time.
all right. So just to sort of back at that point, like in Mass Effect, everybody's sleeping with everybody. You're male, female, doesn't matter. But
Yeah,
in this
it's
game,
like, oh, a mod like that. Okay, cool. And then you did like, oh,
Yeah.
well, that's like people are saying this is rape. It's like, no, it's like.
which is dumb. I'm saying it's dumb, but it's just crazy what people come up with. And also, Asha
and
says
to
Team
answer your
Panam.
question,
Oh
yes, I
wait,
am
whoa,
Team Pan Am.
Asha, no, bad. No,
Oh my
I'm
fucking
disappointed.
God, this is all. This is both on y'all's thing. I'm not involved with this shit right now. So,
Oh my god.
Anyways,
You're making it weird.
No, you guys are
yeah, you're
weird.
Why are you making it weird? Worse.
Oh shit.
So now we're gonna sit in silence for like 5 minutes.
God fucking damn it. Okay. Moving on.
I just want to see what you. All right. So the next topic. First off, is Team Judy all the way, and Panam is she's. First off, Panam is rude when you first meet her. Okay. When you first meet her, she's all like, I'm not gonna take this job, whatever. Judy is super nice to you when she first meets you, and I'm Team Judy.
It's because Panam Harley has a lot of problems going on. I mean,
I don't need to deal with that problem. What did I do to Panam? I'm just trying to do my job as a
have
corpo.
to open her up. Just get to know her. That's how that's how relationships
don't say
work.
that right now.
What? I said that's how relationships work. You have to know somebody. What did I say that was wrong? What is going on?
This is all of our episodes, by the way. If you want to go and see
God.
our nonsense.
I didn't say anything. I just said you have to know somebody.
You're canceled. Insane.
Cancel. I apparently can't know anybody in relationships now. Can't
No.
do it.
No. Just like,
No.
oh, well, you just gotta, I don't
Peel back the layers like an onion.
Asha
Shrek
says
style.
exactly insane.
Jeez.
Insane cake.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So the next topic we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about some of the positives of Cyberpunk, and that is the fact that they have saved. There's a little corrupt save bug. I don't know if have any of you guys had this problem.
No, but it did make me get a little bit worried playing through PC.
Yep.
Where it's like, it's like, okay, well, I'm clearing out all the inventory and just like collecting things. Like, oh wait, is it over 8 megabytes? Am I gonna die? So
yeah, I've had the problem, but I'm one of those players that constantly just saves and saves and saves and saves.
That's good.
So I have like 20 different save lots on Cyberpunk, and I just obsessively save. I think it's because I got triggered a long time ago with Skyrim, where I lost a lot of my time on Skyrim, and ever since then, every single game I just I obsessively save. Oh my gosh, what is with these? Okay, what is with these people picking Panam?
What, you don't like people with opposing opinions?
Listen,
That's your problem.
No. Okay, I have a theory about people picking Panam. My theory with why people pick Panam is because most people on Cyberpunk pick the male V, and so they don't even get that they don't even get to chill with Judy.
Wait, but didn't you just? Okay, no, I actually remember you telling me this.
What?
You're just like, oh, well, I tried to romance Panam as female, but I couldn't.
First oh yeah. First off, why are you exposing me? I forgot about that.
This is what you get for going into that weird. This is what you just said there. So this is what you get. I'm outing all y'all out.
I forgot about that.
God.
Yeah, I did. I actually did try to romance her, and it wasn't working. I didn't know why.
He's in himself.
Ever since then. I forgot about that. Well, maybe that's why I'm Team Judy, because I couldn't romance Banana. Sorry. Anyways, it's Team Judy still. It's Team Judy. It's Team Judy all the way. Also, another news thing before we go to our trivia, which is going to be pretty fun. Basically, Cyberpunk, it did cut out a lot of content, and they are. I don't even think any of this is positive. I was looking for some positive stuff. There's nothing positive besides they fixed a bug in our saving thing. Our positiveness was that we enjoyed the game and they fixed a couple bugs. So I gotta talk about the lawsuit. So CD Projekt Red is facing a lawsuit from a New York-based law firm filed basically at the end of December, and they are essentially, I think it's basically saying that it's false or misleading statements about Cyberpunk, probably because of its features that it's shown. I don't think a lot of that is legible because of the fact that, or maybe some of it is, but whenever they put the game up, they said, "Hey, this is work in progress," and this, these features might be cut out. So I would think that would save them, but maybe not. So do you guys think this lawsuit has any merit? We'll go to Worse and then Insane Cakes.
Sorry, I kind of zoned out a little bit. Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, so I'm basically talking about the lawsuit of Cyberpunk. Do you think the lawsuit has any merit? Do you think it can actually go somewhere? What do you think about it?
Yeah, no. As I've said before, there's definitely some merit, especially just like, as I mentioned with what CD Projekt Red said and what came out from it. that they didn't, especially with the consoles. I don't think this is going to permanently handicap them, but I do think this is going to put them in a bit of a disadvantage to where this thing's going to bite them back hard. So,
Okay.
there's some I could see it becoming like there's some credence in there. Normally, like lawsuits, like, oh, this game wasn't as fun as I hoped it'd be, I'm going to just file a lawsuit. Like, people complain like about everything. In the entire world has had complainers since the beginning of time. So none of this stuff isn't really new. I remember like Nintendo trying to like, oh, I'm going to sue Nintendo or just all this other stuff. But right now it's just I could see like for especially with this and how much they're kind of communicating in these statements that are written down, I could definitely see that being an issue. So
Okay. Insane Cakes, what do you think about it?
I don't know.
Do you think it's like possible? Do you think like the lawsuit?
It's weird because sometimes you can get those lawsuits and you just don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know because sometimes you'll think it'll go one way or it'll go the other. I don't want to say I don't want to say one thing because I truly don't know. It could literally go either way for me.
Yeah. It could definitely go either way.
I hope it doesn't, because honestly, I do normally tend to be more lenient on the developer side, just because we're in the field. Because like, like, there's a lot I want to say that I just don't want to say right now.
I'm getting roasted in the comments. That's funny.
I am, or you are?
No, I am.
Oh.
Because I'm Team.
Oh yeah, because they're all Team Panam.
Yeah, good friggin' Panam fans in the chat. Let me tell you this:
I'm still Team both.
can Panam create her own technology where you can travel through people's memories? Nope. No, she can't.
Well,
just
you
saying.
can't either because to counter argument that the player can't even do that either. They're saying like, oh, you could try this out,
Which
like,
makes her like even more special. Worse. So.
Just sounds like a cut feature that's only used in big story moments, but okay.
Yeah. But we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna go to our trivia. Got some interesting questions for you guys. So if you want to go look at the screen. All right. In the original Halo 2 script,
Oh, you bastard.
the Arbiter originally went by what name? So we'll go to Insane Cakes and then Worse. What do you think it is? A. Kigyar. B. Dervish. C. Velvetimi. Or D. Yatame. What is it?
B.
Actually, I was gonna say B as well. Not trying to copy him. I
So you guys say B for you say D or B?
I said B. For Dervish.
Is this
That
your
sounds familiar.
Yeah. Final answer?
I shouldn't have told you all the games I played.
All right. So you guys say B for Dervish. All right. You guys have locked in.
People in the chat are saying D.
Yeah.
The chat is saying B.
They're saying
All right.
D as in Delta.
Okay, so chat is saying Yatame, and you guys are saying Dervish. B. All right. So you guys have locked in B for Dervish. This is the Arbiter's original name in the script. The answer is Dervish.
You got it right.
Yeah, it is Dervish. That was the original name. That's not how you spell it at all, by the way. I was in a rush, okay? It is DERVISH. But I had to do the show really fast. So back to the podcast.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Yeah.
That was just a guess.
Yeah. You guys.
It sounded familiar though. It sounded familiar, and that's why I went with it. I'm not copying.
Not copying it.
Not copying at all.
Well, I'll have my lasting thoughts on Cyberpunk. I think overall it is my game of the year. It is, despite all the negative things we might have said about it or whatever, we're all just having fun. There is a lot of things about the game that could definitely improve upon, especially where we've seen stuff from the game that is not in the game. Like, you've seen the cut features. If those features were in the game, it would be really cool. Not gonna lie. So hopefully future patches, it's more stable for people. People on PlayStation can actually buy it on the digital store, because they cannot right now. There's a lot of things that will eventually improve upon the experience of the game, and I hope for the future of Cyberpunk, that not only do they fix out these issues, we can also get story DLC and stuff like that. I would play the crap out of a Cyberpunk story DLC. So my last question to you guys is of the story DLC. If they did do a story DLC, where do you think the story will go? If they did do it. So worse than Insane Cakes.
Probably either post-campaign or like in the middle. It's like it's a side quest.
Okay. And Insane Cakes?
Well, I haven't finished, so.
So you have no idea.
But what I think would be cool would be doing like a prequel, like from Johnny's perspective. That would be pretty cool. Like some stuff from like back then.
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool.
Pretty sick. And Pongso does mention that multiplayer. I forgot.
Oh yeah.
They were supposed to do multiplayer.
I think it's going to be exactly like how Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead works.
Like, there's a whole separate team for that, I believe, that was working on multiplayer, right?
And
or was that
there's gonna be a battle royale
for Cyberpunk?
I'm just messing.
I was like, I can't even picture that. That'd be interesting. If they did do a battle royale for Cyberpunk,
that'd be really bad.
How would that be?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a little weird. All right.
That'd be really bad.
Do you guys have any lasting thoughts before we close out? No. Okay.
Yeah, I now know how to make worst cringe.
Oh. Yeah. Oh man.
Two things. The other thing, and talking about Twitter. Got it.
Oh yeah, Twitter. Twitter is where I get all of my content. All of it.
Because I'm his friend, I'm not
We're
gonna
have a talk about this afterwards.
Oh no. I'm gonna get a whipping after the podcast.
You both are gonna get a handful.
So, oh yeah, I forgot. We end the podcast with our oh yeah, Jackie Wells order. Oh yeah, I didn't say what my DLC is. I think if they did a DLC for Cyberpunk, it would probably be some type of alternate story that has nothing to do with our main story. I think
I like that.
They want to stay away from V's story, probably, if they did some type of DLC, or what Pong said, like a Jackie origin. That would be sick. Or Johnny Silverhand. I would like to see more of him.
Definitely.
All right, so we're gonna end it with our movie reviews. I will say what. Well, you go ahead and sing it. This is your movie review, then we'll say what ours is.
Okay. Yeah. Since I mean, I haven't played any new games lately, or new tech. I have recently watched season 3 of Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai was awesome. Definitely worth watching. It's a little corny, but for some reason, it's like one you just can't stop binging. Like as soon as you start it, like you just can't stop. Very good show. And then 3-Bit got me into oh my god, Alice in Borderland.
Yeah.
In the Borderland. Such a good show. It's literally watching a live action anime, and it is absolutely phenomenal. I highly recommend it. That's another one where you just, as soon as you start it, you just can't stop watching it. It's super. It's a lot good. It's a lot like an anime called King's Game. I enjoyed that anime. It was a little weird at some parts, but honestly, I think Alice in Borderland was better. Dude, it's very good. It honestly is probably one of my top shows that I've seen in a long time.
I did that. That you guys ever have that feeling where you introduce somebody a show and then they like freaking love it and you feel proud?
I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was great.
It's awesome. All right, Worst, what is your movie of the week?
I watched Promising Young Woman. That's my favorite film of the year so far. Really done a lot.
I haven't seen that one.
Yep, that's just what I've been.
Nice.
Thing that I've seen. So, yep.
I've seen Raised by Wolves. It is a.
And Dad's been watching that. Yeah.
Super good.
He just finished up. He loves it. Okay.
I'm really liking it. Yeah.
I need to watch that at some point.
That's interesting.
Please watch it. I really want to know what people think about it. It's if people don't know, it's a HBO. It's on HBO Max. It's by Ridley Scott, who did the Aliens, I believe. Prometheus, all that good stuff. And it has that vibe, but the way the way the story goes is not where you expect. It's like I can't even spoil it. Just go watch it. I really like it. And lastly, I'll read Pong's comment and we will close out the show. Pong says that there is a different team on multiplayer. They consider it an actual separate game. I hope they do it open world style where you can partner up with people to do missions, compete against other teams. Yeah. I would love to see like co-op in Cyberpunk. Like I feel like it would be a really cool experience to do 2 Vs just doing missions and stuff like that. All right, so Insane Cakes, where can we find you? And tell us where we can find you.
All right, you can find me on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. On YouTube, it's Insane Cakes, as I've been posting. On Twitch, it's insane_cakes, and on Facebook, it's Insane Cakes Animation and Gaming page. I stream animations and gaming. I'm going to be doing some more animations soon. I started school back up this past week, so I'm just organizing my stuff, and then I'm going to be animating my homework, which is going to be, or streaming my homework, which is an animation. So it should be cool to watch. In between that, I'm going to be streaming more games. Escape from Tarkov and Rogue Company are definitely going to be the big ones, with a little bit of World of Warcraft. So if you want to catch me doing that, definitely stop on by.
Nice. And Worse, where can we find you? Where can we look this time? Can we go on a train from Polar Express and find you on the top? Are you the ghost?
Yeah, probably that. I don't really have a whole lot. I get nothing.
Oh man, we finally found Worse.
We broke him.
Absolutely broken.
He's broken.
All right. Well, you guys, we're gonna end it with the sponsor video, and we will see you guys on the next episode of the VGHD podcast. Bye, guys.